Okay, boomer.
Down south, hood baby, bang on girls, go crazy, go crazy.
Go stupid. But you smart like an A+ student. Up now, right now, looking for your love right now. La, la, la. Up now, look around, turn my stomach upside down. La, la, la. I found your hair tie in my car. I could only.
Oh, what's up, boomers?
Hello, Commander.
Oh,
What's up, man?
God. I'm tired of this damn hotel room. That's what's up. I want out. I feel like the guy from The Shining. Just like, oh, God, get me out of here. But this is the final stream from the hotel room. We're not going to be doing any more of these Sunday. When we get to the hangar bay, I'm going to be back in the studio, cranking it out. So, well, first things first. I'm tired. I'm irritated, and this is going to make me more tired and more irritated. Jedi Fallen Order, after all this time, gets a PC police beatdown, bro. So whoever wants to start this off, start it off. I don't have the energy.
You don't want to touch that one?
Go ahead. Go. Whoever wants to. Whoever's got it.
It's
I mean, it's in the chat. Anyone can have it.
yeah, I'll pull it up. Yeah, I'll be brave. Hello, everybody. I'm gonna talk to you about.
Oh, hello. Hello, this is Sol Rosenboig. All right, so
Wait, but does this one have the tweet in it?
let's see here.
The one I have in the private chat too is good. From Games Radar. That was the other
Yeah,
one.
it's I mean, samesies, but yeah.
All good. Either way. Yeah, I'm just saying.
We'll play here. I'll bring it over. There we go. Okay. So, Jedi Fallen Order devs wanted a black/female protagonist, but were shot down. So the former lighting director artist claims developers lobbied for a different protagonist design. Former Respawn developer has revealed staff originally wanted the protagonist of Jedi Fallen Order to be black or a woman, or I would say. Let's cancel you.
How diverse can we make it? Let's make it as diverse as humanly possible. It's not even. We're not judging people based on the content of their character anymore. They're using skin color as a prop, and it's driving me fucking nuts.
Well, and this is from the first game. So this is obviously the lighting director from, or the lighting person from the first.
Right. This isn't Jedi Fallen Order 2.
No, this is the original.
Right.
Yep.
Yep.
Now this is a former employee. Now, whether this is something that is she can speak out about now that her non-disclosure is over, or whatever the case is, but basically Respawn's answer was they were opposed to making Fallen Order 2's protagonist black and or a woman, believed they did not need to do that since they already had 2 black characters featured. Now,
how ridiculous does that sound when you say it out loud? Like, oh, we can't add one more black person because we already have black people. Like, this is getting so ridiculous, dude.
It's because the mainstream has created this quota that has to be filled, and it takes the priority over all creativity. It shouldn't matter what color skin the character is, what race they are, anything, and none of that should matter. Gender, nothing. It's if you write a character that is a good character and you can drive a story.
I mean, look, I'm all about all whatever, but for me, all of the other characters are women. Why are you complaining?
That's true, right? Except for the pilot. Yeah, that's right.
I mean, Greaves is not. I mean, we don't know what his
He's gender fluid.
We don't know what his he likes, bro. He can like all of everything. Okay,
you can tell by his love for interior design. He's obviously super gay.
And he's getting
doesn't want that droid oil
for his furniture, right? So, we'll work it out. So, I mean, look, the all of the Inquisitors we see are female. Seer's a female, right? The only other male is a Jedi ghost, and he's an old white dude, and he's dead. So, all of the females are different ethnicities. So you know, this is kind of a moot point. This seems like a little bit of a disgruntled tweet at this point, being as, you know, the narrative is nice and thick right now.
Dude, people are sympathy fishing left and right. Like, okay, if this was such an issue to you, where was this?
This makes me thirsty.
Years ago.
Ooh.
Like, why didn't this come out? Why are you just now apparently upset, you know?
Yeah, it just seems so random and like
So out of the blue,
timed.
he's riding the Jedi Fallen Order 2 hype to try to make a name for himself over something.
Right.
Yeah.
So
hmm
so yeah, I mean, this broke out of the UK, and basically that's I mean, the reporters from the UK, this is his information here. So, you know, good for them. On the other side of things, here is a different side of Jedi Fallen Order that is the positive. So if we just gave you your, you know, green beans and lima beans, here is your dessert ice cream. So we know that Jedi Fallen Order was not going to be a May release. Everybody was excited because there were rumors, and just like all the rumors, the rumor mill is usually wrong. So everybody was anticipating Jedi Fallen Order 2 this year at Celebration. Womp womp. It's going to be 2023, and this is good news because this tells us it's at the beginning, the first quarter of 2023, and that's great.
But
You know
here's
what?
the real question. Is Cal going to be black in the game? I need to know because I'm not buying it if he's not, you know?
In 2?
Yeah.
Cal Kestis?
Yeah.
Listen, we need ginger representation. Okay,
We need some
We
ginger
have to be
representation.
fair. We
That's
have
what I'm
to
saying.
be fair at all
He has
times.
to wear the
We've been
poncho
over
because he
this.
can't be out in the sun, you know?
We've been over this. Gingers and droids have souls. Okay, guys?
Yeah.
Like,
It's
you have
true. It's
the-
true.
the
That guy made that
spells
video
made.
a while back.
Okay, they have souls.
This is the Direct's article. I haven't found any other articles on this. New evidence points to there was an earning call in the slide showcasing a publisher's fiscal year for 2023 slate list a major IP in Q4, which begins on January 1st, 2023, ends April 1st, 2023, alongside partners title remake and sports titles. So there's evidence to this just in the stockholders meetings, in what they're telling their investors to be ready for. And that's, you know, for me, that's more real, just because that's dollars and donuts. That's more real than some lighting director or some leaker that's getting his information from a story person. This is money, and they don't lie about money.
Yeah, they do.
Well,
Not about earning it, maybe about where they put it, but not about making it. They don't usually lie about making it.
They'll tell us a bunch of titles. That doesn't mean they're all gonna get made.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
no.
Remember that slate, and now we don't have like Rangers of the Republic, and there's been
Acolytes
shakeups here and
floating
there.
around
Yep.
They don't
somewhere.
really give us the only
Yep.
one that they gave us a tease on was Eclipse. And see, I don't consider that a game. I consider that a business idea.
That's all that
It's a
was.
game.
They were tossing
It's a
that
game.
name out into the wind for somebody to buy it.
No,
Yeah,
it's a game.
And so, you know, I really hope that somebody picks it up, but that wasn't what was going on. This is an
They'll
actual
bounce back,
title.
man.
That-
You know
I
what's
hope so.
crazy?
In like
You know
5
what's
years.
crazy? I think about the Eclipse thing really is like, and I'm not trying to be a prophet, but if it's delayed far enough, like the technology and what they're doing could develop to the point where it's like whatever the console is that's coming out, they're ready for it. We could get the best damn Star Wars game we've ever
Cool.
played.
It
Who knows?
still sucks
Yeah.
that you tease something.
I'll take the
now,
delays.
and you basically tell me, okay, you got to wait 6 years for this.
Well, also, if it's High Republic centric and eventually we're going to get, you know, live action, etc. of that, it's going to time out potentially with some of those movies coming out at the same
Again,
time. So,
Are we
Bad.
supposed to get High Republic movies?
dude, they're going to.
Yeah. I liked it better when we
Why do
had
you not?
control
Why
of
do
the
you
stream.
not?
You know,
It's crazy.
let me tell you this though, in the world of video games, especially for first quarter releases, January is a popular month. And if they're gonna try to bank off of that, like Capcom loves releasing in January, so maybe EA and all them, they decide let's piggyback off of that. Let's go against some of the competition. We could get a heavy release in January.
Can you think of any other big games that are slated to come out early 2023? I don't have anything that's coming to mind. I don't know when Avatar is supposed to come out,
but if and I throw this out as a humongous if, Cal Kestis is going to make an appearance in the Ahsoka show, what better time to release that game than right before Ahsoka drops?
Yeah.
When is Ahsoka slated for?
They just started shooting principal photography.
Okay.
So you're talking about a year out.
2027.
So you're talking about potentially next May, you know?
Yeah.
I think that would be perfect timing. Give it a whole year, get it right, release it in May, release the game in April so everybody can get that story locked in, and then boom, surprise appearance in the Ahsoka show potentially.
Yeah.
Risman, I can't even access Discord right now. So if somebody else wants to look at it.
He dropped an article in here. Oh no, that's the same article.
Oh, it's the same article. Come on, man, catch up.
No, he said there was a Bryce Dallas Howard.
Oh, the BDC one here.
BDC.
Oh. Speaking of that, it just based off of that shot there. Did you guys see the Jurassic World domination featurette today?
So good, dude.
No.
It looks so good.
I'm so looking forward to that movie.
I saw a bunch of stupid TikToks about Jurassic Park today.
I'm so excited.
I'm really anticipating the Star Wars Hunters game.
Yes,
So
I
what
want
is
that
this
game.
about?
There's an article that came out updating stuff about it today, but
this is like everybody's triple fantasy about Bryce Dallas Howard making a Star Wars full feature movie.
Bro, you're never gonna get me hyped up on a director again. Okay, it's bad luck in Star Wars. Like we have been gotten
the Madden curse, but now it's Star Wars.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So that's what everybody's fawning at is it's like basically an open letter to Disney or to the producers to just say, let Bryce Dallas Howard direct a Star Wars movie. And it's like, cool. How about just let her continue directing awesome content right now in the Mandoverse, and we'll let's cross that bridge when we get to it, right? Like
it needs to go back to the big screen, dude. And I'm at the point now where Star Wars has been so diluted, and it's kind of lost its original charm. That I still think Taika Waititi could smash a fucking Star Wars movie out of the park. I really think he could. I think he could.
You guys
now
said
that
the
it's
same
not
thing
what it
about
was.
Robbie Rod. I mean, I'm just saying. Sorry, not sorry. But
Completely different.
You guys said the same thing about Robbie Rod. You're like, who knows Boba Fett better than the guy that made that awesome scene in the backyard with his kids, right?
Yeah,
like,
and so we fell for the trap. We fell for the trap.
You know,
but Taika has made no illusions about trying to adhere to what Star Wars used to be. He's going to do his own thing regardless. You know what I mean? So I'd be interested to see what he could do. It'd be, at least somewhat of a comedy. But I always go back to Jojo Rabbit, which is like, if you want to call that a comedy, you can call it a comedy. But it's also like an intensely deep and emotional story with a lot of good messages in it. So it's, it is a comedy for sure. But
yeah. It's on multiple levels, that movie.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Taika could knock it out of the park. I agree. I think Bryce Dallas Howard has the talent to do that as well. I think what has to happen, though, is keep them out of the spotlight the whole time.
Yeah.
Don't, you can announce who's directing, but don't put all the focus on them. Don't go like, we need all the interviews. We need all this. We need everything to be about who's directing it, who's writing it.
Yeah.
Let the story tell the story. Let that happen. Then save all the interviews and everything with the producers, the directors, the writers for the bonus features.
Yeah,
where they belong.
I mean, that's what they did really with, Mando. You might have heard like, oh, this person's directing an episode or something like that. But then you get the roundtables at the end. You get the gallery. Speaking of which, I still haven't done the Book of Boba Fett. But
neither have I. I got to watch that.
that kind of leads me into my point where I feel like, and I don't know if you guys agree with me or not, they need to get the hell away from the legacy characters. Stop making shows about legacy characters because you're not going to win. You're going into it with both hands tied behind your back.
Oh, you guys like the new Luke so much, though. you guys.
Did we get a Luke show?
But you guys love the new Luke. I mean, you stay away from the legacy characters.
No, I actually hated the new Luke.
You guys like the new Luke. You guys like the.
I like the old Luke because they brought the old Luke back in Mandalorian.
Yeah, whatever. It's you guys like the new Luke, right? You
I like the old Luke.
CG animated. You like the little bit of Mark Hamill, a little bit of somebody else, Luke. You know, and
because it's the old Luke, but they're not doing
the
that.
Magic in there with all that bullshit. But it's all the same. It's all the same story, right?
Bro, I want the
100% wrong.
I want the damn Luke
Skywalker. Say all you
Skywalker.
want. They're building the temple that's the same in the sequels. Like cry wolf all you want. It's coming. Get ready. Like that's
what I'm trying to tell you is that when they did the new Luke, it was the legacy Luke that we know and love. The new Luke, the one that we got in the sequels, is not the same Luke that we saw, post Return of the Jedi that we've gotten from Battlefront and stuff like that. That's a completely different character.
Same Luke.
You think Battlefront Luke is a completely different character than Legacy? Okay.
No. I think those two are very similar, and the Mando Luke that we get is also very similar to post Return of the Jedi Luke, obviously.
Okay, so that's the Luke I actually like. I'm not trolling. That's the Luke I want. Is the Luke in the game right after?
Yeah, he's hunting down stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then I would like them to take their damn time, lead up to Leia being pregnant, lead up to her decision to leave Ben with him, and show us the entire growing up, everything. Show all of it because then
Elon Musk let him down.
Tatooine's internet is cutting out.
They must have
Just
cut the
drag
budget
that
on
story
Starlink
out.
after buying Twitter.
Drag that story out with Ben and Luke.
But that's what they're going to do. That's what I'm saying. So it's
they
going
have
to,
met the Knights
both
of
things
Ren,
are
etc.
true, right? That's the argument that everybody mistakes is that both things are true.
Oh, my face froze in a great place.
It did. It was great.
Woo!
You're back.
Clip that, y'all.
So this is, this new Luke, this new man that is playing Luke. These stories are all everybody loves it. So to say, don't mess with the legacy characters, let's just kill Luke now. Then, like,
I probably wouldn't be opposed to it, to be honest with you.
Let's just kill Luke now and be done. And then he never, he dies with his temple, and then you guys get your way, and you never have to. And make it. I want it to be real messed up, like he falls on his own lightsaber.
Sure.
Right.
I mean, that is
a Jar Jar
so
moment?
Disney, right?
Yeah,
100%. Like, subvert my expectations. You know what I mean?
I don't want it to be in this sick battle with Ren or Snoke throws him here or does this. I want it to be like
uses
like Lego Star Wars is what I want. I want him to be like.
But when she's pulling him back through, he only gets halfway. She can't get him, and he gets
like
diced out the door.
Yeah. And then he's like the new Maul
again, and then it accidentally ignites.
Metal leg Luke.
Metal leg Luke. Yeah, metal leg Luke.
Oh,
no, I mean, we got way freaking off topic here, but
yeah, you're going down a path I can't follow.
I mean, Luke's already a
I love it.
CGI
Let's stay
demon, so.
I feel like they could be so much more successful if they stayed away from the legacy characters, because they've proven to us, and I know you go, well, you said that, but it's the same person. Like Boba Fett obviously Boba Fett was mishandled. A lot of people didn't like the way they handled Boba Fett. A lot of people didn't like the way they handled Han. A lot of people didn't like the way that they handled Luke. There's a lot of people didn't like the way they handled Leia being a freaking Space Mary Poppins. So I'm just saying, like, you can avoid so much heartache by being original and creating your own stories with your own characters instead of trying to lean on something somebody who was far more creative and far better at storytelling and trying to use their stuff.
When they do that and they do stuff like the High Republic, people are like, "That's not my Star Wars."
That's what I'm saying, bro. They're doing
The Rock. The Rock is awful. The Rock, right? It's
that was a fucking terrible idea. I'm sorry.
He's got the finger. Is that a Black Series?
It's not just make new characters
Not
and then like
every
you better
character's-
accept it for whatever it is. If they do stupid
But
shit,
not
people are
every
gonna call them out
character's
on
a
it.
winner, right?
So you
Not
want them
every-
to just keep making new though. So the new that they made didn't work. Let's make more new.
I
What
think
part of the
they need to
timeline
take
do
a
you want
different.
them new?
They need to need to take a different approach.
But it needs to be
To
new
new.
in
And I'm just
in
curious
your
if you had any
eyes,
thoughts
it's
about
good
what
stuff.
the
That's the
approach should
difference,
be.
right? Like that's what I'm saying is they're making new. They're trying to evolve these stories. Maybe The Rock dies. Maybe The Rock sacrifices himself for somebody and he dies, and then we never have to see him again. Not every character is a winner,
He bursts open and
right?
there's kybers for all the
it's okay
kids
to have
looking
to
for
have
their
characters that
lightsabers.
suck. It give the stories time to evolve and actually get into them before you say, "Oh, well, there was a Rock there, and it's written by an LGBTQ member. I'm out." Right?
I mean, it
let's
wasn't.
have-
It was her boyfriend in the car while they were driving.
Yeah, it was actually her summer boyfriend hotboxing the
That's
Kia
actually
Soul.
how it happened.
But my, the
No
point is
cap,
that
Pox.
better,
No cap. That was
Some of
fucking
this-
100%.
some of this stuff has to be given a chance to evolve also, right? We can't just hate on it because there's, oh my God, there's a character that's a rock. Like,
I
You know what
smell
the
what
worst
If he
part
Geode's
is?
evolves
cooking.
into a Geodude, I'm out.
Bro, you know what the worst part is? Geode was the best character in that entire book. I'll
Because
send
he's
for
just
Geode.
like randomly like
He just like somebody be talking about something in the kitchen, and then Geode's just sitting there
No.
staring at him like, "Fuck, are you
why am I
talking
getting
about?"
attacked by Skynet?
That's funny, man.
yeah,
But anyway.
Elon's got it out for you.
Dude.
Look, when I say they need to focus on new original characters, that doesn't mean, yeah, you're right. It does mean every single character is going to slap right. But excuse me,
Oh,
they've also marketed a certain way for their
please don't
newer
throw up
stuff,
on me.
and it didn't land right. You know what I mean? It didn't land right with a lot of you guys ain't fucking.
Are
It
you
didn't land
speaking?
right. I can do two things at once. Keep going. I'm listening to you. I'm not ignoring you. Matt's worried about you throwing up on him. I'm
I'm
listening
gonna
to what
get an
you're saying.
umbrella.
I'm here. I'm not frozen. I'm listening.
I ate like half a pound of mussels and I had 2 beers, so my stomach is just in
Nice.
bits.
You got
Oh,
the
yeah.
you got the bubble guts,
It's a-
huh?
Yeah, it's a battle in there right now.
It's like deli belly, bro. It just comes out
Stomach's
of nowhere.
fighting for its life, but
Oh my
what
god.
all I'm trying to say is yes, they need to focus on. I think what they need to do if they want to lessen the fan backlash is get away from the legacy characters, because the brand of Disney and how they write things is almost in direct contention with the way that George wrote stuff and developed his characters. They're completely different avenues. And so if you try to replicate that, but you put your own Disney spin on it, it feels like a bastardization of something that came before. And that's why a lot of fans feel the way they feel. And so if you focus on your own stuff, keep trying different routes, try different things. I think they could be successful to a degree in a different aspect. You know, it's not going to be George's Star Wars. They have to make Disney Star Wars, and it has to be something completely different. It just has to.
Well, that's why I think High Republic content can work really well. And also the other end of the spectrum, go beyond into the future. Like Hawk's been talking about this, like go way out, like tell stories way out. If we do both ends of that, because if you go way in the past, things were very different. When you look at the story from Knights of the Old Republic, it's not the same type of Jedi as you see in the prequels or you see in the
Not
original
even
or you see-
remotely close.
right?
Yeah.
So you have a lot to work with. There's a lot of things to play with. And then when you go way out into the future, things can change. Things changed over time with different cultures and everything like that. Play off of that. How did the Jedi evolve? How did the galaxy evolve from
Right.
the loss of the Jedi and then the return and all of this? Like, where does it go? If they stick to those two ends of the spectrum, they're golden, because you can tell thousands of stories and
Mhm.
never interfere with anything.
Yep.
They could do it simultaneously. They could keep releasing stuff. It's like, this is pre this is post that. And
Yeah.
they'd be good.
And if I mean, look at Rogue One, right? It was set, I mean, and that was very close to things that happened. Obviously, they played that one close to the vest, but it
Well, that
was a
was
new story
moments
with-
before. Yeah.
yeah, but that was a brand new story with new character that tied into something that we already knew and loved, and people loved it. They lapped it up. They adored Rogue One. It's still to this
Mhm.
day, when I talk to fans, it's the best project that Disney has put forward.
Mm.
So
I think their biggest mistake with the High Republic was keeping it in such a small box and limiting it to comics and novels.
and letting
They
their
should've-
authors talk.
Well, yeah, and I don't think they can control that or want to control it, but what can you do really? Like that's just like I think about like in sports when you endorse an athlete and then he goes out on the floor and chokes somebody and punches them in the face and now he's on all your
Hate when that
Nutella.
happens.
Like it was Latrell Sprewell, bro. Like I will never forget it. But what I was getting at is like it's books and it's comics. That's it. I feel like imagine if Eclipse was the very, very first High Republic shit we ever saw, dude.
Yeah,
and
they
the game
shut
was
their
actually
mouth.
not delayed. And so they lead with that, and then you get a comic prequel to it, and then you get like so it's just like marketing and stuff. I feel like they're just
It's
doing the best they
100%
can.
dude. High
comics are
Republic
well
could have
done,
been
it's
so
just-
successful. It could have been so successful, but when you lead off with the writers' room and there's dudes talking about diversity and fucking dinosaurs on the storyboard, that probably happened in 1,000 different storyboard rooms of stories that we love. But if you lead off with that, people are immediately like, bullshit. I have no interest. I have no interest.
Yeah.
See, Nick's got an idea in chat. See, they do this, you know, they did Rogue One, right? We got the plans for the Death Star. Now, what about the Bothans getting the plans for the Death Star 2?
Right? Rogue
We
One
can
2, let's
We
go.
can make Rogue 2.
There's all kinds of stories you can tell in the OT, and I think the success of Andor is actually going to determine whether they do more of that type of stuff. So,
Yeah.
Well, and
Andor's gonna be so good.
they're doing exactly what you want with Andor,
Mhm.
right? And there's
1 out of 10. I mean, 10% a passing grade, right?
you guys ask and
your
beg,
problem with OT is you're running
and-
out of real estate, bro.
and
Like they're already filling in so much. Like eventually, you guys are going to run out of places. Slide
everybody
into
clamored
story.
for like, oh, we need a Boba Fett show. Oh, we need a Boba Fett. We need a Boba Fett something.
I was never
Right?
crying for a
Ever
Boba Fett
since
show.
the anthology got canceled, everybody's like, oh
A
man,
lot
I
of people
really
were,
wanted
bro,
that to
after
happen.
he showed up.
Right.
Mhm.
And so they do it, and it's not great.
Legacy character
And well, I mean,
mishandled again.
don't be careful what you wish for.
They better leave Sebulba alone.
Be careful what you wish
No,
for.
bro, give me a what a great
in that
show would
video
that
game.
be. What a great show that would be. So that was something that was kind of
Pod
cool.
race?
So I read Bloodlines recently, and there was something about Han Solo being on the racing circuit, you know, and dealing with all these
Oh,
racers
hell
and
yeah.
stuff like that. Like, bro, you want to do like mods and stupid shit like that? give me a pod racing show where you're in the
Dude.
seedy underworld of racing.
Fast
know?
and Furious Star
Hell
Wars
yes.
style.
Hell
Yeah,
yes.
man, and they're
Pod
teamed
race.
up,
Stop it.
and it all leads up
Stop
to a
it.
Family.
Boonta Eve classic. Like,
Stop
I mean,
it right
come on,
now.
let's
Yo,
go, dude.
Sebulba could be like the Vin Diesel type character. He's
Yeah.
just, like, you know, actually no, he's not the Vin Diesel character.
And he'll
He's some-
voice
He's
it
the
too,
rock
and then
that
you
everybody hates.
Yeah.
just ruined it. Stop it.
Don't need pods when you got family.
You come on, Obsessed. You wouldn't watch a pod racing show?
I would watch the shit out of that.
You
Just
know
so
what?
long as they do better CG than that fucking
Hey,
chase in Boba
I was
Fett.
just gonna
yeah.
say, well, no, we sort of did get the racing show. It was Resistance.
Hey, just so long as
Never
a
watched that.
specific band is working for Jabba the Hutt, I'm in.
I'm out.
Oh,
It's gotta,
yes,
it's
we
got to be
need-
that specific
yes.
band. Only
We
one
need the
band,
band.
only.
Is it the Tatooine Rhapsody kids?
Yeah.
I fucking hate you so much, dude.
They're gonna play all of
There's
the
compromise. You get your pod racing show, we get our band.
Bro,
What the hell is even that?
stop it. Just stop it.
Oh, shit.
Stop it.
I'm gonna turn
Bro,
my
they would
lightsaber
be-
into a microphone.
That's it. My
They would
lightsaber's
do
gonna
that
be
shit.
microphone.
The band would be the modders from Boba. They would do that.
Fine.
They'd give us the most
Whatever.
amazing pod racing show ever, and then you get that music.
The mods that modded themselves for absolutely no reason because none of them like use it.
It
For,
was-
you know what's the craziest part, bro? I was watching a video from Robot Head earlier. The chick has a robotic arm, okay? She goes to stab Black Chrysanthemum. She uses a fucking human arm. What are you doing? What are you doing? I don't get it.
The sight of an angry Wookiee.
And even further than that, the guy said that they modded themselves to make themselves more lethal. So the fact that she didn't use it, and that's the reason you got it.
And then the guy
Just
pulls up in a
saying.
high-speed chase and pulls out a Bic lighter and like burns the engine with a Bic lighter. Like, you're fucking useless.
Dude, like the go-go gadget foot was my favorite.
That's the only useful thing I saw the entire time.
I can't wait to rewatch it. I'm almost
Dude,
there.
just the chase scene, bro. All of our channels have memed it. It's out there. You can find it.
Watch the Robot Head one from. I don't remember who sent it to me, but Robot Head put out one today that was just absolutely hilarious, man. I was dying the whole time.
That's too good.
Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense to me. So doing weird shit like that, yeah, not a big fan. Could they do a bunch of cool new legacy stuff? Yeah, I think it probably wouldn't hurt if they're going to be doing shows like they're going to do on Disney Plus. Do stuff like a pod racing show, you know, stay kind of in the lesser known regions. And then when you come to the big screen, tell stories like The Mandalorian. Could you imagine if we had a Mandalorian movie? It'd be amazing.
I want to see Leia following Bail around in the Imperial Senate. That's the show I want to see.
What was the show that
I'm sorry,
Trump,
everybody.
that Trump hosted? The one like it started the whole year fire.
Make sure to email tech support at xwing.com for a refund to the show.
I want to see the Imperial Senate. I want to see Leia follow Bail again around.
Dude, it's gonna be like Undercover Boss.
Are you a rebel sympathizer?
Are you a rebel sympathizer?
Still better than The Last Jedi, dude.
Stop it! Stop it!
Dude. Oh my goodness.
Stop it!
Dude, I'm into this whole. I'm into the pod racing idea. What's another good like show you could? I mean, let's spitball. Let's fix
We're heading
Disney
into
for
the
Disney.
what if territories, man.
Yeah, that's what. And
Bro,
what about
I
a
want
what if
the-
show?
I want the weird shit, like the sabersmith
They did
father
that.
who
It's
sends
called-
his daughter
it's-
out into the
I
galaxy
want
to
a
find lost
show
Jedi.
about a robot Jedi that's built to look like Mega Man.
Yes.
That's the story that I want.
And proves our soul theory with droids.
I don't know.
He
Whatever
was
you bought
so
from the club
great.
today, it's working great. It's
He was
good
so
stuff.
great. I love it.
Shit.
Yes. Imagine he actually fell into my screen.
One
Wouldn't that
day.
blow your
What-
mind?
One day. Oh man.
This
One
actually
day.
just proves that
One
none of
day.
us have
I can't
a
believe I
true
give these
theory.
guys a platform. Like, what
Honestly,
else
Yeah,
are
we have no
doing?
true theory about a serious
great.
show, really.
Honestly, Ronin. Continue the Ronin. Give me a prequel to Ronin. Show me.
Okay, that's like so. That's anime. Okay,
Yeah.
so do that if you give him his
do
own
it live-
show. That's
do
a
it live
good Disney
action.
Plus thing. That's
do
a
it
good
live
Disney
action
Plus
if you
thing.
want.
Yeah.
You can do that shit live action. Honestly, like
Didn't we get
Dude, that was a
some-
true what if.
that was a great
was,
what if.
yeah.
That was. I
Mhm.
mean, that was a basically
Order
the Jedi
66
of
had happened.
old, right? That was like
Mhm.
old school Jedi with like straw huts and before major technology, so to speak, or better yet, being
You're watching it.
I was gonna say that's day one at the Jedi Academy.
No,
What are you
this
talking about?
This is not the
Um,
show where we talk about our feelings. This is where we hurt our feelings.
Coming to Disney Plus December.
Ours or
Jedi
ours?
Academy orientation. And it's just orientation for the Jedi Academy for
man.
like 48 hours.
I didn't want to go back to the schoolroom lunch tables. Damn it!
This is your
Ugh.
lightsaber. There are many like it, but this one is yours.
Dude, so what was the one, Hawks?
Wow.
Was that? I think it was the High Republic book I read. I think it was what was that called? Into the Dark or something like that. It was
Yep.
the Claudia Gray.
The second one.
Yeah, the second one.
And I love Claudia Gray. Claudia Gray can write a good Star Wars
That
book,
was where
and
you
there's-
fell in love with Geode and how he shows up.
That's not what I was gonna say. No, there
You
is
said
a
that.
sub story there about being a Padawan at the temple, and he's a very shy Padawan. Like he's not really into the lightsaber stuff. He's more of like a bookworm. You know what I mean? Talk about perfect for fucking Disney. Bookworm Disney Padawan turns into a fucking full blown Jedi. Talk about a great journey. You know?
Dude, do a
Bro, all they
show
gotta do is
about-
Hogwarts, but Jedi
Well,
Academy.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. About Padawan, about younglings
Yeah.
living in the
All your
temple.
Force abilities are right there, bro. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus. You got someone that
Class with-
teaches them
with
about the
Yoda.
dark side too, I'm sure. Like,
And
the
then you
Dark
end
Arts.
with Order 66. Boom.
Yeah. Oh,
Hey.
dude. You have like Yoda's there
And,
as like
bro,
the
like,
Dumbledore
okay.
type. And then
See, and a
oh,
great vessel,
This is-
a fantastic vessel for that is Kanan. Right?
Yes.
Kanan is a fantastic vessel because he dreams of being the Padawan of a specific Jedi, and all of his buddies are like, nah, that's never
Yeah.
going to happen. And all of a
Mhm.
sudden he's like, hey, guess what? You're coming with me, kid. And he's like, oh my God. And then she dies protecting him. Like that's that poetry, right?
Dude, Deppa's got a crazy story too. You want to talk about like a fucking amazing show? Do the Mace Windu story from Shatterpoint. Oh my god, bro, that would be insane. It's like Vietnam, but with Jedi.
But again, you're talking about you're talking about legacy characters. You're talking about books that have been written and more opportunity for them to mess up. What you're besides
For failure,
Mace's story is going to finish out in Kenobi anyway. Just you wait and see.
Oh yeah.
This is what I want, man. This is what I want, and I have said this here multiple times too. But it's like, if Reva gives us anything, give us a flashback to her in the temple.
Okay, bye.
Because I want stories of the Inquisitors, every single one of them, and how they turned to the dark side. You can play out all those stories. Your characters like Mace Windu can be in there. Depa can be in there. They can be training all these kids. They can know all these Inquisitors. Like, I just feel like there's so much history there with just the Inquisitors by themselves. I mean, they got to change the look, but.
So because Obsession has basically decided that I'm not allowed to talk about what I want to talk about on my YouTube channel, we're just going to do this really quick. Kenobi, I called it the sins of the father because this is the same mistake. And I'm going to touch on this really briefly. Anybody who's watching in the chat, if you don't want to hear this, don't hear this. What they're going to do in Kenobi is going to be a carbon copy failure for what happened with Luke when it comes to fans. And I argued against this. I don't know if you guys remember, but I made a very strong argument against this when I said, no, Kenobi needs to be broken. This totally makes sense, blah, blah, blah. That's not the part that bugs me. It's the leaks about the end and what's going to happen at the end.
There were leaks about. I didn't even know there were.
So you agree with Josh from Den of Nerds? That's weird.
I didn't watch. I haven't watched anybody's opinions
people
on
are really upset about it, and I'm not.
Here's why it's going to be different. There's a major reason why it's going to be different.
Have you read the leaks on the ending yet?
I have not. I don't know any leaks. I don't know any of the spoilers. Okay. Here's why Obi-Wan being a broken man is going to be completely different from Luke being a broken man.
I agree.
It's because we watched him get there.
Agreed.
That's the difference.
That's not the argument, though. That's not what I'm saying. Yeah. When it comes to the leaks, the failure that they had with Luke in The Last Jedi is going to be the failure that they have with Kenobi. I promise you. And you're going to watch it play out in real time. Kenobi's not going to go well.
I think that I think this is going to be handled because here's the thing, and I have a new appreciation for the sequel films. Hear me out. I spent a lot of time deep in these movies, and there is so much to the core of that story that watching it the first time, there was so much that overshadowed it. It skewed my impression of it. Everything was just, all the surface stuff was too intense for me to bother to see the core of the story. I'm not saying that these movies are good in the sense of that they function. They don't function as a trilogy. They're very broken, but the core was there and it could have been done, especially in Last Jedi. Last Jedi is the key element to that trilogy, but it is broken. And I didn't mind seeing Luke as a broken man. I just wanted to see him get there so that it wasn't such a punch to the face that it was like, where's my hero? Because I spent the entire time asking, where is my hero? But now with all these things that we're leading up to, it's gonna come out better. We're gonna see it play out better, especially with Kenobi. What is going on?
Yeah, I'm just
Kenobi.
confused.
We see him get there, and the fact that we're gonna see him with Hayden again, it's going to make that even more powerful. So Obi-Wan being a broken man makes sense. We see him; he's a broken man when we see him in A New Hope.
You're not talking about him being broken, though. You're talking about
being broken. I'm 100% down with that. It needs to happen, dude.
Specifically about what happens at the end.
Specifically, what happens at the end is okay. So like Matt Cave, I'm not going to devalue that at all.
Isn't it just a nothing burger, though?
So I'm not going to devalue what you're saying at all, Matt Cave, about the stuff. 100%. I get it. But I have to view Star Wars content as somebody who runs a Star Wars community. Does it make Star Wars fans happy on the whole? Now, if you have convinced yourself that everybody loves the sequels and it made the fan base happy, then you're fucking delusional, and I don't know what to tell you, because it didn't. And so for me, I would judge that as a failure. The prequels, to a degree, were the same way. They were a failure to a lot of different fans. Now, looking back after what we've gotten, a lot of people have turned card, and they're like, man, the prequels actually were still pretty good, actually. I have not seen that turn with the sequels, really, with Star Wars fans. And so I still judge them as a failure. And when I tell you that Kenobi is more than likely going to fail, I think it is in that regard. It's not that there's not going to be great nuggets, and if you sit down and you talk about it for hours, you're going to find the good in it and understand it and blah, blah, blah. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying as a Star Wars project on the whole, it will fail with the fans.
Well, we're really close. We're all going to find out really, really soon. I hope that you're wrong. And I believe you hope that you're wrong also.
I pray to God I'm wrong.
Yeah, but it's
and I'm not actively hoping that it fails. Much the opposite. Yeah. I pray that this is a great show and everybody loves it, and we can sit and have good, fun conversations about how hyped we are and all these different things. I just don't see it going that way. So
yeah, I'm gonna tell Obsession you can come back.
Forward to our weekly discussions.
That's going to be a thing. I'm still doing watch parties. Jay's even coming back and doing watch parties. Strong 3PO is going to do Star Wars content again, which is like, man,
that's pretty big.
We're going to see.
Something that is Kenobi related that we can certainly talk about that is not has no spoilers whatsoever, but I think is absolutely fantastic. Did you guys watch that clip from Twitter with the three of them standing on stage and Ewan talking about the experience? So, an Obsession, there's no spoilers in this. Did you watch that clip earlier with Ewan talking about reprising?
No, I know what they were saying though.
Yeah, so I thought that was amazing, and actually kind of leans towards what you were saying, X-Wing, as far how the fans will view all of this. He talked about how the prequels were received when they first came out, and he's like, and it was overwhelmingly negative. And he talked to me, he's like, we all felt like pretty awful. It was like we put our passion into this, we did this, and then all of a sudden we're getting ripped apart by all the critics. And he goes, and it took about 15 years for us to finally hear the good things about it.
And Star Wars fans have no one to blame but themselves for exactly what they got with the sequels.
Agreed.
So all of the crybabies that had a wah needed their diaper changed and a booby. Because they didn't like the prequels. You are directly responsible for the sequels and for the Disney era. Because had you not complained, number one, I feel like we would have got a better version of.
Well, you would have gotten the mall sequels.
We would have got, well, not only that, we would have got potentially a different storyline in the prequels, which might have been even better and more dark.
In the prequels?
Yeah, I mean, because he changed his script a little bit, after all the hate, because there's years between those movies, right? So that wasn't his true original direction.
3 definitely changed.
Not even my final form.
And
well, I'm happy. Whatever happened with 3, I'm happy.
I agree, but after one, it was pretty awful, and after 2, it was pretty awful, and 3 got a little bit more love, but people still didn't like it because they didn't get it. So all of the people that complained and made George make this version and then eventually sell because of the frustrations of making the prequels with all the hate before Twitter, before social media, you're welcome.
Could you imagine George as like an older Kevin Feige? And instead of bringing in the directors we're getting like Scorsese and Quentin Tarantino. And
so was I, Graf Webb.
You know what I mean? Like some of these super
big
name directors that are like, dude, George Lucas wants me to work for him. What?
Yeah.
Because I think if
they got no pull now,
I think even now, like, I don't think George would be the one fully doing it now with the sequels. Like at the time when the sequels came out, if everything went better with the prequels and he didn't sell, I think Lucasfilm would still be somewhat of what it was, but George would be more in the background, but he would be giving creativity to people like Dave Filoni's, Jon Favreau's, and all.
He would have learned to go a little more hands off. He would have
Yes,
had to have learned to
but
go a little more hands off.
he would have still been there to guide.
The
He'd
only
be like
difference, the
Yoda.
only difference is that you wouldn't have the Disney executives
Mhm.
pulling the yes and no lever. You would have
Mhm.
George pulling the yes no lever. Meanwhile, he was planning to give Dave the franchise for years before he sold. You know, and I feel like
He should have just given it to him. He's
You
got
know-
more money than he had more money than God before he sold it to Disney.
you know, but
Like,
his again, a good friend of his, or at least an acquaintance of his over the years that he believed in, suckered him. Right?
Yeah.
Like he got suckered, right? And he got told one thing and they were like, hey, look here, this is a shiny penny and we're gonna do what you want. With the other side, they're punching him and stabbing him in the gut. You know, I mean, this is not these deals were made on, I mean, this is just like the McDonald's deal. Okay, come on, I'll put it in a handshake, but I can't put it on paper.
yeah.
We'll agree on a handshake, but I can't put it on paper. And then they rope-a-doped him. So
Yeah.
I think
And the fans.
they rope-a-doped, yes. And thankfully Dave stayed with the company, because without Dave, we wouldn't have anything good.
Mhm.
And you know, this is the new leadership. So I'm going to give them the same amount of time that the sequels got to flush out this new wave of Boba, Mando, Ahsoka, all of these shows to get to their cinematic. Because if you think there's a cinematic release coming before they do the main conclusion to this cinematic event, I think you're reaching.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah.
We'll get Rogue Squadron way before that.
I mean,
Mm.
see how it goes. It's still,
Yeah.
you know, it's still kind of up in the air, right?
Yeah. But that's why I want to go into any of the Star Wars projects with an open mind and go at it in a positive manner, because that's the thing that killed Star Wars, was fans going into everything negatively all the time, right off the bat, before ever experiencing any of it. So
well, I
like,
mean, they had some reasons, right?
yeah, but I've always liked the prequels. I came out of those prequels absolutely
me too.
loving it.
Fucking love the
Loving it.
prequels.
In all honesty, because you got to think about the timing of all this, right? This was the end of the 90s when Phantom Menace came out.
Yeah.
The internet wasn't what it is now. You know, I was still up on a 56K modem, and I'm pulling up text websites and pulling up StarWars.com back in its bare bones.
AOL was the hot
Yeah,
platform.
I got
Yeah.
my AOL disc in the mail. I was like, okay, AOL 6.0, here we go. And then next week you get 7. But it was very different back then, and I didn't hear the hate until way later in life.
Yeah, me neither. I thought everybody was, dude, you see the videos of everybody waiting outside the theater, hundreds of people,
Yeah.
everybody's in freaking Jedi robes and lightsabers. I'm like, Star Wars is life, man. There's not a person on this planet that doesn't love this.
Oh yes,
You know?
you in the front.
No, I mean, I was one of those.
Oh, you were there.
I was
thought you had a
was
question.
waiting in line. I mean, I waited in line for
Yeah.
the last two, the 2 and 3, and I wasn't.
Yep, midnight premiere.
I was still in school during the premiere of 1, but
Mhm.
and other things were going on. But
Get the fuck out of here.
no,
You still
Wow.
crying?
yeah. See, and that's
Rubbish
the thing.
prequels. Get the fuck out of here.
and that is still very much a narrative. And you know what? I'm glad Dave and John went to Hayden and said, look, you know, you're probably going to get some of that old shit, right? That old shit's going to come with, you know, a lot more, because there's a lot more, you know, people out there throwing shit on Twitter and, you know, 4chan and all the other hate mongers. So
I've never
you're
even
gonna
been on 4chan. Is that like an app? Is it like Reddit?
just don't
It's like Reddit.
give yourself a pass. Just don't. So
It's the greater value. It's the great value Reddit.
Really?
So, you know, and then
Fuck
said,
yeah.
look, we have this awesome story we're gonna do. We're gonna put the band back together. You and
you
you
yeah.
two Utes. You and Ewan are going to play the same characters. We're going to put you guys back in the same costumes. We're going to get back to the OG feeling that we had at the end of the prequels. And the fact that Hayden was like, "Yep, I got
That
some
was
homework.
surprising to me.
I got
Yeah.
some homework to do." Not only did
Yeah.
he say yes, but he went back and watched Matt's version of it to get back into playing Darth Vader the same way he did when he mimicked James Earl Jones and his vernacular during the prequels. So for all the prequel haters, this man does his homework like no other Star Wars actor after being gone for 20 years. So
well, did you say they said the lightsaber fights are going to be like the prequels? For me, I read that and I'm like, I just won't watch the last episode.
Do you really?
I'll watch every episode but the last one and think it's the greatest thing that's come out since the prequels.
Do you think anything? Would you expect anything else from these two actors? But to say,
not up to them.
Let's push the envelope. No. I mean, for fight scenes.
Oh, yeah.
For fight scenes, there's a level that they come to Keanu Reeves and say, look, you're going to play John Wick. Are you up for these stunts? And Halle Berry, because they're both not spring chickens anymore, right? They're both in
Halle
their 50s.
Berry, where the fuck did that come from?
John Wick.
Was she in John Wick?
3. John Wick 2.
I don't remember. I like those.
God, how do you not know when hot ass Halle Berry is in any movie?
It was mindless action and killing people. I don't think I paid attention to the story.
Halle Berry would attack dog missiles. Bro, go back and watch it again.
Apparently, I gotta watch John Wick 3. Maybe I haven't seen it. I don't remember dog missiles.
God,
in
dog missiles. No. That's my favorite part of the whole thing. Dog missiles. Anyway,
I have the version that came with the coin. I have the coins.
Dude,
I give any normie now credit if they can complete the Clone Wars animated show from beginning to end. Like that is a freaking chore.
I mean,
bro.
look,
yes,
man,
it is.
You need to skip meals.
I'm the one person I am sad is that
it's
not
15 minutes episodes. Well, how many episodes? Like, there's a lot.
Watching all of them, dude. Like,
there's a lot. And he went through Rebels. He went through Rebels to watch Vader in Rebels, right? Like he went back and did all of his homework, and these two together is like lightning in a bottle. I could see them fighting. Even if it's dream sequence, whatever it is, don't make your faces. Whatever it is, these two going at it in any facet, whether it's lightsaber combat as in the Clone War era, these two with lightsabers is lightning in a bottle.
Well, dude, you remember Scene 38 Reimagined? I remember watching that and dreaming one day maybe we get something like that, and we're gonna get it. And if that's the only thing I get out of Kenobi, I'm good, bro. Like. That's fine. I'm good there. And what's so funny is that I fought against that eventuality so hard. I'm like, they better not meet. It doesn't make sense. It ruins the continuity, blah, blah, blah.
Just stop talking.
And that's,
stop talking.
Okay. I have a YouTube channel, so no.
Well then, I mean.
Debbie Young with a $4.99. I'm not going to let the negativity before we even see Kenobi ruin it for me. If I have to give up watching YouTube, I will until the 27th is over. I hear you. For me, I think, it's tough because if you hear, I don't mean to make light of current events, but you hear like, oh, Putin's making plans to invade Ukraine. You're not going to be like, well, let's not be negative about it. Let's not be negative. Let's keep an open mind. Let's see what happens. And you're like, well, it's hard to stay positive when you hear something which has come from very reliable people that you're not going to like. It's hard to stay positive, but I applaud your optimism, and I hope to God that you're right. I hope to God, truly. And I hope more than anything, even if I'm upset and I don't like it as a fan, that it appeases other people and it gives us a positive Star Wars experience. That's what I hope more than anything. But thank you for the $4.99.
Thank you.
I think it's going to be good.
It's just going to be rough.
I'm holding out hope. It's going to be rough. What it is? We all have a level of caution. It's understandable, but it's going to be watch Avatar instead. Dude, Avatar's looking sick.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, he sent it. So, I was watching a stream with him the other day, and he's like, well, I try to send something that I think shows value. I'm paying for a ticket to the show. And so apparently all of us, the four of us, are worth $3. So I just want you to know
that's good.
Jay thinks you're worth $3.
$1 for each of you. That's fantastic.
So there you go. $3.
I like it.
I don't even know what to say about that. I put a tweet out the other day, and I was like, I feel real bad that I'm so like completely excited and vehemently defensive about Avatar 2 already, and I'm like scared about Kenobi. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, Avatar was hit with a lot of hate. I don't know if you guys remember.
Shenanigans. I've been fighting for my life in the Discord, dude. I'm like, Avatar's the shit. Everybody's like, fuck you, X-Wing.
Everyone complained about Avatar, saying it's the same story we've seen in everything. It's like, well, that's what everything is. We're always going to see these stories. They're based off of legends and lore and mythology and everything.
Yeah.
Of course, you're going to see repetitive storylines. That's what Star Wars is. I mean,
Yeah, what do you think Star Wars
If you're
is, dude?
sweaty of a nerd like us, you're gonna pick out references from you're gonna put literal Star Wars in everything, bro.
Dude, the hero's journey,
So, like, you're not-
Gilgamesh, old epics of 100%.
I can admit that I'm not gonna see a very original anything for a long time. Even the Avatar movie that's coming up, it's really just about the people that live on the ocean.
Right.
But it's like, you know what I mean? So
Well, I mean, even
if you really want to be that guy, you can.
well, I mean, look at Doom. I mean,
Right.
dude, you know, when's the second one of that installment coming out?
I don't
mean,
know.
we're
That
wa-
movie was
and
sick as
when-
fuck.
when we're
what's
walking
his
in,
name?
yeah, but you can't end it like that. You can't end it on this like, okay, let's go walking into the desert.
Fuck.
Like, get out of here.
And when that Rebel Moon stuff comes out, it's supposed to be an original thing that like, Star Wars didn't accept. So like we'll see how original it is. You know what I mean?
This is why it's so
We will
important,
eventually, though. I think. With some-
Oh my god, why you?
That's we came up with a secret handshake down in Tennessee.
Oh, I don't want to hear
Oh,
about
I
that. If
don't
that's
even-
what that's what
Somebody
sparked that
can
memory.
clip that.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
thank you.
No, that's a real thing.
Ugh.
That is, dude. I know it sounds bad. It totally sounds bad, but
I mean, Ladaj is from there. Did he teach you?
yeah, it was
Ugh.
after totally after the hot chicken. Yeah, we got a secret handshake now. Anyways,
Ugh,
thank you,
keep
Maggie,
it a
for the
secret.
Hmm.
Ugh.
Interesting.
No, but I'm super pumped on Avatar 2. And like I remember I threw it in the Discord and people are like, yeah, of course you like dances with Smurfs. I'm like, shut the fuck up, man. I still so to me yeah, dances with Smurfs. To me, I think Avatar deserves the same amount of recognition that Star Wars deserves when it comes to like progression of filmmaking and innovation. It's insane what they did. It's absolutely insane.
Oh.
What?
Yeah. No, nothing.
Did you just have a revelation or something?
Oh, he
no,
just figured
you're-
out what
you're-
your secret handshake is.
Yeah. I'm absolutely scarred for life now.
You have no idea what the secret handshake
No,
is. bro.
I know.
All we have to go on is Bayou's $5.
That's
and
it.
You know
That's
what?
all we have to go on, bro.
Yeah,
That's it.
Sniff's finger.
Sniff's finger. That's it.
What can I say?
It's going off the rails.
That's a bad. I admitted
You
that
don't
that's a
do
bad
that,
analogy. I told you it was a bad analogy.
Yeah,
I'm
that was
sorry.
kind of rough when you started saying that.
I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like, you see something horrible
Anything
looming
else,
on the
compare
horizon.
it to another movie.
Hmm.
I guess I probably could have done. I'm terrible at YouTube. I don't know. What do you want me to do?
Oh my god.
You know, you can
Oh my
always edit
God,
the
bro.
video later.
Next topic.
Next topic.
Emotional damage.
Hmm.
Oh.
It's
man.
starting to turn into one of those hotel room streams, man. We better be careful.
Kenobi 2 weeks? 2+?
2 weeks.
We got 2
Celebration.
weeks.
2 weeks.
Yep.
All right.
Getting
Good
prepared.
luck, Obsession.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
You're
We'll
going to
see
be in
it-
the
We'll
in the
see you
midst-
never.
We got a
See you never.
hotel. We got a hotel room walking distance, so attached to the convention. So
Hell yeah.
Nice.
we're there.
I still want to go down there. I might just go down there just to hang out in front of Celebration. I don't know.
No,
Hang out in the parking lot.
If
I
you
want to
make-
go to MegaCon.
If you-
Freaking
if you wanna, I mean, I got a few.
Holy moly.
So if you
God
make
damn
it, you know, I'm just saying. No
I just
one's-
registered my truck too, so I can finally drive it because it's been sitting on my side yard for like 4 years as a
Well,
service
and I
tech.
just
I never
talked to
drove it.
Sheev, and it looks like Sheev's trying to get a hotel room at the same spot. So yeah,
Nice.
we talk in the Discord. We talk after backstage, and if you decide to grin and bear and make that drive, you might not have to pay for much.
We actually, the company I'm training with right now has a manufacturing facility in Pomona, which I guess is just south of LA. So maybe I'll be like, oh, I was gonna drive down there. I'll just go I'll go to Pomona right after.
I mean, honestly, if you really wanted to be a good employee, you could be like, hey, I was going to go down there. Do you want me to pick anything up on the way back?
Right.
And then be like the super employee that's like, oh, why don't we pay for your trip?
Bring it back to Massachusetts?
No, to your home base. Wherever
Home
your
base is Reno. I'm 100% remote. There ain't shit having to do with my
You
computer.
you might need a doodad or like a special gizmo that you need in your. I don't know.
Yeah, sure, something like that. I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
I want to introduce myself to the closest office to my house. There you go.
You know what? To be honest with you, dude, I might be able to work the Pomona thing. I think my boss Jason might be like, "Yeah, let's just go down there. Might as well happen."
Like I said, if you make it down, we'll talk. We'll talk.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Because I got some stuff.
It's not going to be as cool as ICCC was, but
No,
I want to
no,
go to MegaCon because they gave freaking Jay Drunk Tripo is the handler for Gina at that con. I don't even know what that means, but apparently he's the handler for Gina Carano.
I'm gonna leave that right where you left it. That is just the simplest setup. Like, give me a mushball softball pitch, bro.
Rissman's gonna be there.
I'm gonna leave it right where you sent it. That's all East Coast shit, right?
Yeah, that one's in Florida.
Not going East Coast shit, dude.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be down.
I'm on the East Coast, and I'm not going to Florida.
Anaheim is an easy 2.5 hour drive. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to leave that. It's not even worth getting clipped to make a funny. Here.
Have you ever seen?
It's
not
not
even
even worth.
Talladega Nights when Ricky Bobby's like, I don't really know what to do with my hands. That's gonna be Jay walking around MegaCon. Like, I don't really know.
You know what he needs? Jay needs one of the earpiece with the curly wire.
Yeah,
he needs that. The Secret Service.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be hooked up to anything, but
no, it's just gonna go right down the neck of his shirt. There you go. Just
we were on track for like 5 minutes, and then we just went right off the rails again.
This whole stream has been off on a tangent since the start.
Yeah, well, that's how it goes.
I mean,
all right, guys. Well, this has been the last hotel stream. It's going to be the last hotel stream. I'm so excited to get back into my studio and finally I'm going to be back in the loop because I haven't been paying attention to pretty much anything on the internet. So we're going to have some stuff to talk about when Kenobi comes out. Man, I hope it's good, but
it's going to be good.
We're going to see. We're going to see.
We're going to be coming in 2 weeks from now. All smiles. All smiles. It's going to be the Smile Council. That's what it's going to be.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I'll be sure to rebrand it that way,
man. I'm taking my studio
on the road, creepy ass Lego smiles on everybody.
Oh God. Yeah, like the TikTok filter where
people like the robot chicken
stuck on their face.
Yeah, robot chicken.
All right. Well, anything you guys want to say before we go? I'm sorry, the links to everybody's channels are not in the description because I'm having to do everything off of my phone right now. But go to any other Boomer Council and you will see links to all these beautiful people's YouTube channels. Go subscribe. Matt Cave just put out a phenomenal video about the evolution of the trench run in Star Wars video games. The level of professionalism that went with that content. The first thing I did after I got done watching it, I messaged you. I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah, he did. He did.
And the funny thing is that I was listening to it downstairs on my phone, and I was like, man, did he get it? Is this professional footage he's clipping? He could get in trouble because the VO was so like monotomatic.
It felt like a Netflix documentary, like The Toys That Made Us or something. Like I could sit there and watch that for like an hour. It's so good. It's so good. So if you haven't already, go watch that. Risman, if you have the link, drop it in the chat. Go watch that. That was just a phenomenal video.
I had so much fun doing that, man. I played the games.
Yeah, I know that was your footage.
That's the funnest part of making these documentaries. Is I'm like, I'm gonna play all of this.
Yeah.
Oh man.
When's part 2 dropping?
It's in the works. If anybody wants to get in there, get some parts in there, like we had Jake James Lugo. I'm so happy he was able to be a part of it. I love doing content with him, and he's like world of knowledge with video games.
Any special cameos for the next one?
Get in there.
Any special cameos on the next one? You never know. You are flying X-Wings after all.
I want all the cameos. But yeah, part 2 is in the works. I have it on the editing table basically, and yeah, it's coming.
Good stuff. All right, everybody. Well, take care of yourself. What do you say? Obsession, spay and neuter your pets.
That's Bob Barker.
Help control the pet populations. Get your pets spayed and neutered. That's going.
Yeah. May the force be with you. Batten down the hatches, baby. Kenobi's right around the corner. Everybody have a good night.
2 weeks.
Chicka chicka chow.
2 weeks.